Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Vampyr, where we literally just continue from where we left off and take down a vampire hunter, it seems. Right. So, what we want to do is apparently... That's just the main quest. Support Ascalon Club against the God of Priven. So, report to Lord Redgrave, and then just we'll see how things progress from there. Might want to go here, yeah. Up, items. Item, thank you. Shells, well, you know. I have a use for them. Got quite a bit of the boss's damage away. Oh, and actually, there was that... I should check the saber when I get to a workbench to see how good it is and if it's actually usable or no. Level 29, huh? Let's hope... I hate those clouds. I also hate that... I still dislike the fact that they can block. I needed to do a thing, so I was like adjusting my headphone wiring, so he got... I had only one hand to use, so I couldn't dodge. Okie dokie. Here we go. And here we go. Right, so let's see here. Perfect pump action. Okay. Remarkable saber. Attack speed. So it's a faster thing than the one I have. It's gonna be like a 2010 and then some, as opposed to. Okay, let's work this out here. So 260 is that much, right? So if I divide that by that many, and then divide, and then times back, so my original damage therefore is 200. And this would be 210. So the saber is actually... Okay, remind me again. Attack speed is... Yes, so it's a little slower, but it has a slightly more damage. I'm wondering if it's worth it. I don't have the parts anyway to make it a perfect one right now, so it's not that big of a deal to think about, but still. Actually, might as well go through here. It's, you know, why not, right? Hi, Mom.
Yes, Jonathan. Spending.
And here we go. There we are. Let's see.
Support the equality between men and women.
Always.
Women die too.
I'm spacing out here. Am I missing something I was supposed to do? I don't think so. Let's go have a chat. On Saturday, I sliced my freaking finger and hand wide open. It was damn. Are you okay? Did you like need a doctor or like stitches or? Because even a simple like finger cut will bleed like a son of a bitch. how are things now? Like, there was like a number of years ago, I sliced my fingertip like lengthwise enough to like make a small flesh bit of it like sort of dangle, and because it's the fingertip, it bleeds so hard. 8 stitches, damn. Well, I hope it heals up nice and quick and well, and all is like. Did they say anything about like, you know, what to expect? Like, is it gonna heal up normal or? It's okay. It hurts 7. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that it does, but I'm glad that it like you got it checked out, and I hope it heals up nice and cool, and you have only enough of a scar left so that it's cool, but that it doesn't bother you in any way. That's yes.
For as long as I've been a member, I've never seen so few vampires attending the club nights.
I see. And still there's 3 identical ones. You and the other... Hi!
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
I find... I don't know. Also, that animation looked like that the book is literally glued to her fingers. It was very, very weird. But I find the dialogue between these two, like, they jumped into being beloved only because we happened to touch her chest and feel her heart beating. Like, that was... But we haven't... I sort of hoped that the transition between acquaintances to my beloved and so on, it was just like, for no... It doesn't feel earned, it just now we just are a thing, apparently. They said if I would have cut any lower, I would have needed tendon surgery, and it'll heal up fine within 2 weeks. Cool, well, that's both good that it'll heal up fine, and lucky that it then didn't cut any lower. Yeah, that would have probably been, you know, much better this way for sure. Like, silver linings and all that, you know, like, cut is a bummer, but at least it'll heal up without, you know, surgery and so on, which is nice. Okie dokie. Again, this dude is the exact same guy as the one at the door, and there's a different lord as well who's the exact same guy. It's weird. Hi.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
That sounds very innuendo heavy. Let's maybe drop the lances and the thrusting.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission.
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
The thing is, these sorts of dialogue moments have bit me in the ass before, and I don't think it's a good idea to say no to the leader of the vampire club. It sounds like a bad idea, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
But haven't we established that... again, I can't disagree, which I find a little annoying, but sure. But haven't we already established in a side quest before that it's perfectly possible that the person about to be turned into a vampire might then just... that the body might reject the thing and then just, like, the person would die and that's that, you know?
Before I go, I have a few questions.
All right, I'm listening.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die, and he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Okay.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
As in, he doesn't know I'm coming.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed.
Oh.
Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
I still have questions about that. Like, I didn't do anything that would make my sister a vampire. Like, there was no blood drinking involved from me to her. That's not what happened. The game still just doesn't...
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis.
Right.
They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
How does that work? How do you prepare for that?
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully suck on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
You switch your schedule. Good day, sir. Good day to you, Lala Warrior, and I hope your day has been good. I switched my sleeping schedule. Yes, I basically just like, well, I'm awake now, so I might as well do some streaming and see how it goes, you know?
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Okay. I feel like his character model turned around without stepping with the feet, but fine. Okie dokie, let's see about this. Right, so now I can go here, and that should hopefully... Oh, no, wait, I have... Oh well, let's go. Oh.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
Yes.
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Oh. Oh yes, I'm great. This 8:30 a.m. here, just having some coffee to come to life. Heck yeah, man, changing sleep schedules is hard. It is hard, yeah. I've been like, basically, I've been pushing my sleep schedule, like, you know, in increments of like one or like a couple of hours per day, because I can't do it like that. Like, or I can, but it sucks, and it doesn't always even work. So I found it more sensible to try and like always stay awake a little longer and longer and longer, and then go to bed. Like, so the sleepiness is pretty natural, right? And then it eventually wake up so late that it actually starts being early. And with that system, like the day before, I woke up eventually at like 3 a.m. I think, and then today I woke up at 5 a.m. my time. So I'm basically so late that I'm early. Now, I mean, I might still have some moments where I might need like tomorrow 7 a.m. Yeah, like I might have individual days when I, you know, need a daytime nap or something, but so far I haven't. But the point being, I have in my time before, I have done the in one go sleep rhythm flips. It's possible to do, and I've done it, but the problem with that is it's a super sucky thing to stay up so much in one go. It's not like, but it's not the fact that the first day is difficult. Like, it's hard to stay up the 1.5 days or whatever it takes to flip the entire thing in one go and then to bed. The problem arises after that, because after that, at least in my case, my inner clock is so messed up that while I do get tired at the expected times, like, you know, late evening, midnight, whatever, and then go to bed. But because of the harshness of the flip, my inner clock refuses then to sleep well for a good long while. Like, then, so basically the in one go flip results with me only sleeping maybe 5 or 6 hours a night at best, for like a week or 2 weeks or something, and I'm constantly super tired because of it. Like, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days until it eases up, and sometimes it takes 2 weeks before it eases up. And it's super annoying for days and days and days. You go to bed, you're like tired, go to bed, oh man, so I'm glad to be asleep. Then you wake up like a goddamn flashlight, boing, after like 5 hours. And you're like, well, but that's not enough though, but I'm super not sleepy anymore. And then you get super tired, like half day forward, and then you're just like, ugh. And that keeps on. It's super. So I feel like this is less violent and might work better. So again, no way, like no method is a surefire thing to work, but I feel this. I had the opportunity to do it this way, so I figured might as well. The first week or two of schedule changes, it's very hard to achieve and not revert. Well, I live on sleep deprivation because my toddler, but we almost... Yeah, I don't have any children, so I don't know what it's like, but I can I can show condolences, and about no. I can show condolences about not having enough sleep, not about the fact that one has to. I hope that made sense.
Please tell me more.
As long as you lower your voice.
They steal your soul, but you get love. Right.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
Have you lowered your voice? Because we are still in, like, the people around can super be listening, man, lady. Like, we are talking, like, very normal outside voices here.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan, I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall, and yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
I mean, as a practical matter, I don't care whose lineage is noble. But, oh well.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor?
I know.
Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
We do know already that there's a risk of dying from trying to become a vampire anyway, so I could just kill him and say, oh well, his body couldn't take it, so dead, you know. But when I have health problems, as you said, sleep can be hard to get. That is actually what's the word, fulfilling. You said, not I. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Like, and like, yeah. In my case, like, I do sometimes. It's, in my current situation, I don't as such wake up into my pain, but when I wake up, I feel the pain, or something along those lines. So it's kind of like. But yeah, it does affect in a way, but mostly I tend to get enough sleep, luckily at least. So at least so far, that part is covered.
What would
sort
happen
of.
if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
Yeah, wake up in pain is summoned, and sometimes the pain is also in the dreams, but still, sleep is sleep,
An immortal
so.
who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Right. Well. Yeah, the game is getting interesting. Like, yeah, I have a lot of issues with so many things in this game, but it absolutely has its moments in the story. The individual moments of the story might not always quite fit with the other parts of its own line, but still. Like, again, I cannot let go how we changed our sister into a vampire without doing any of the things required to make her a vampire. Like, the game literally says you have to drink the blood in order to become a vampire. Like, you need to drink the vampire's blood to become that. We just bit and killed our sister and somehow she became a vampire anyway. I'm like, and the game just never addressed the specifics beyond like, oh, it just happened. Or, no, the game literally wrote dialogue suggesting that it was all explained. That like, if only I would have known how vampires were made, and then this would not have happened. And I'm like, you didn't do the thing that how vampires are made. What are you talking about, man? Like, it's the like if it's as if the cutscene was made later, where it's happened and they didn't know that they needed to add the drinking blood part. It was like it has these things.
It looks like
but
vampires
yes.
have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Yeah, but apparently I'm like you know, the next step from like the Super Dracula or something. Well, or whatever. So that might be a bit much, but we'll see. Well, she was a vampire because she came back. Point being, like, she died and then came back as a vampire, and I had a boss fight against her. Like, Ashbury there is just a different vampire, but our sister Mary, she came back from the dead as a teleporting vampire, and I had to kill her in a boss fight. So and there's different kinds of things like that in the storytelling as well. But when you just sort of overlook those like a little bit, then that's savage. Yes. Like, it was a really cool plot twist that she became a vampire, and then I had to fight her. I did not see it coming at all. But then I started, like, asking questions like, yeah, but how is she a vampire? And the game just like, oh, well, she's a vampire. And I'm like, yeah, but why is she one? Well, I mean, well, you turned her. I'm like, no, I didn't. But yes, but you didn't know how vampires are made. I do know now how vampires are made, and that didn't happen in the cutscene. And the game is like, oh, look, a rabbit. And I'm like, it's some of the writing is a little weird and has holes in it. Yeah, we need the backstory, yes, but I'm under, like, I have it on good authority that it's not gonna be explored again. Like, that's all we get, and it's just like which I find confusing. Marner's safe kind deliver cure. Maybe that they have a lore video. I hope they do. Like, I would absolutely accept that, well, because your creator was a super ancient, super duper vampire, then only biting creates vampires. Cool, but that's not how it is, because I've bite killed many a people in, well, not NPC people, but like vampire hunters, and they didn't come back, so... And there's a different one where one of the patients in the where one of the patients in the hospital we work in suddenly disappeared and the room was like just blood, like eye to eyeball height everywhere, right? And just everything trashed and so on. And also the reverend, or the sort of kind of priest. Let's see if I can get this. It takes a little. It's easy to just show. Right. So yeah, the old lady is no longer as an NPC mentionable, but she is still alive. So the old lady and this dude, Sean Hampton, both disappeared from the hospital at the same time, and the old lady's room was just again blood all the way to our eyelashes everywhere, and just bed split in half, all that stuff. Yeah. And then we just like we assumed the old lady was dead, and then we just like went around and looked for like clues and so on. If we found some dead bodies on the way, I forget who killed them and why. And eventually it led us to like the sort of the shelter of that dude Sean Hampton, right? And we assumed that Sean Hampton had killed the old lady. But then we went into the sewers to look for more clues, because Sean Hampton told us to go, and we found an entire colony of Skal, of the ghouls, who were sentient and peaceful and talked and were like, hi, how's the weather, and so on, you know? And among them was the old lady, who was now one of the ghouls, a very fleshy and not exactly super well, but still alive, and now as a ghoul. And I swear, and also the Hampton guy then also was a ghoul, right? Like that the eyes went all yellow and the skin was all flaky and so on. And I was like, okay. Question. The ghouls can't shapeshift into looking like normal, healthy people. So, what actually happened? Because what the game explains to me is that, like, Hampton brought the old lady to the shelter or to the sewers below, and then that Hampton eats dead flesh now to survive. I'm like, yeah, okay. And the game just left it being very vague what exactly happened in the room where the old lady was.
Best stay back, sir.
Nonetheless, the point being, the ghouls can't shapeshift into looking like humans. And both of them looked like human before. And the game seemed like it was like writing it into... Like, I swear the game sort of wrote the dialogue in a way where it sort of pointed into both of them turning into ghouls at that same moment by the other party. And I'm like... So who turned who into a ghoul? And who was the ghoul already before? And whichever was a ghoul already before, how did he look like he or she look like a actual healthy person? Because ghouls can't do that. Ghouls can't shapeshift into people looking. I was like, I like the twist that she's alive and as a ghoul, but the events make no sense. Why was the room trashed? Why was there blood everywhere? Which one was a ghoul before? Because neither of them could have been a ghoul before, so which one turned which one? And the game literally just kept on talking about them both, that they had both turned by each other, and I'm like, that's not... No. How? How did we get into this point, and what actually... Like, it seems like the progression of the storyline just, like, doesn't work. Like, we were so occupied into making this cool end twist. And... It just... Like, it seemed to me that the game was like more heavily leaning on Hampton turning into a ghoul in that moment. But that even more then begs the question that how was the old lady a human looking? Because that's not how the ghouls operate. That they can't just change into looking like people. That's just not how it is. And believe me, when I found the old lady, her face was a ghoul. Like, it wasn't just like under the, you know, bed sheets. Tell us of the elusive ghoul master who turned you down. Yeah, like it was such a like that. I like the twist, but that doesn't make any sense because the story progression just like doesn't work. Oh, come on. Again, that block move is... I resent that. I don't have a block. Why do they have a block? That they can just like, okay, now you can't hurt me for 15 minutes. Like, I hate that in this combat system. That the enemies keep on breaking it to make it both more tedious and more challenging. It's quite baffling as to why they would throw that in there without... Yeah, and again, like, it's the same thing with the sister. Like, again, it's she became a vampire, like we have the intro cinematic where the sister dies by us. And she never drank our blood, and there is no reason why she became a vampire, and it's never addressed. And I'm like... Wow. It just... Which I find very strange, because the writing of an individual storyline is, as far as I would understand, not made by multiple different people, because it's one quest line, right? Like, I would assume that when making video games, one quest line is still basically written by someone. And then they don't work in this game. Like, they're just like, yeah, but none of this can happen. Like, you literally messed up the how part. Well, I mean, the sister part is different in the sense that the intro cinematic people just weren't told that the event needs to happen or something, probably. But the Scowl part is then the more pressing issue, because that's just a storyline without any, like, fleshing out of what actually went down. It's just like, okay, here's this mystery thing, and then here's the solution that doesn't fit the mystery, and I'm like, So like it's like the equivalent of, oh no, my watch has been missing, from this vault that cannot be opened except in 10,000 years. And we're like, okay. And then the ending twist is that then some dude stole it yesterday, and they're like, yeah, but how did you open the safe? And they're like, we stole the watch. I'm like, yeah, but how did you... The safe doesn't open until 10,000... Like, how... We stole the watch. I'm like... How did that... We stole the watch. And I'm like, fuck. Magic. Yeah, but they don't even say the magic. They just like, it happened. I'm like, how did we reach here? It happened. Like, I would accept magic. We're dealing with vampires and ghouls and literal, like, blood spears made of magical blood. I would accept magic, but they don't do that either. They're just like, here we are. And I'm like, how? Here we are. Yeah, but how? Here we are. Ah! I would accept magic, I super would. Also werewolves or something. We've had those a while, but I'm still like, are we gonna like address? I thought they were Volcoids, but apparently they're also a different thing. So I don't. Because Volcoids are like these huge gorilla-like vampires. I'm like, oh, so what are those then? Hello? I think I'm on the right path.
It's locked, all right. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood.
The fence in front of you barely reaches your jaw. And you just... Like, you are a vampire created apparently by some sort of super ancient super vampire. So you're like super strong. And you... I should look for a different way to get in. That fence barely reaches your goddamn ears. It's like it's a wooden fence that doesn't even have spikes in it. You could just like kick it over. Or just go... Oh, like, you can teleport. I've seen you do it. Why? Like, look. That. Where's that super jump? Yeah, and we have the teleport. We literally teleport into, like, balconies, like, 3 meters above us. And wherever. As far as the game just happens to feel like it's appropriate. Like, it's not that I don't want to explore the sewers under the temple garden, it's fine, but... Teleports through all things but a friggin' fence, right. Or even just teleport on top of the fence and just step down. Which super is perfectly within reason of what you can do. Like, we have literally teleported across... Like, see this river here? We can teleport from here to this boat to here. We can do that. We can teleport all the way across this river in multiple different spots. Just like by pressing A and go. But this fence is just... that how could we? It's just... beyond our abilities as... Must be a mood, yeah. It's... Or the secret weakness of vampires is wood. They just have a terrible weakness to wood and they just can't. Like, wood just, like, seizes their... Like that's why we can't go through any doors either. We just have to knock and hope that someone opens them. Okay, somewhere in here is an entrance to the sewers. This is... Trash can! Okay. I still don't get why the vampires are fighting me. Like, imagine this scene, right? Where, like, in the game, we've been fighting vampire hunters and the ghouls, like feral ghouls. Fine, fair, good enough. Okay. And then the moment when we finally get inside into the Ascalon Club, the all-encompassing vampire club, you know, led by, you know, the most influential vampires, they like they control the whole vampire concept thing, right? Fair? Yeah, cool, good. At least in England, you know. The moment we then step out of the Ascalon Club as newly found members with a task by the actual leader of the Ascalon Club, that Redgrave guy, then all of a sudden the streets are filled with these rogue vampires that are they talk, they seem perfectly like, and even a couple of like the huge Volcoid vampires. Like, how? Why? Like, don't they answer to the Ascalon Club as well? Why would they be fighting me? Like, I would get that they fight the vampire hunters, but why me? Like, all of a sudden I just have these as mobs everywhere. Where did it go?
I think this passage could lead me close to
There.
Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Like, what's up with these? Why? Why? Young Ekon, you're mine. And I'm like, I work for the organization that sort of just controls the whole. Like, and like, there was no mention of like any other vampire factions that just would be, like, they just appeared as a thing, and I'm like, yeah, but I work I am a vampire working for the vampires. Why? What's the... Like, they don't even seem feral, they just like, lol, I will kill now. And I'm like, yeah, but you do... I also wonder why they weren't a thing before too, yeah. But more to the point, the moment I joined the actual club of vampires of this entire country, they're like, oh, now I will, young Ekon, I will taste your shoulder now. Why? Like, I literally am on the same side trying to stop the Skull Scourge and stop the vampire hunters. What the F is your deal? Like, I don't get it. And they didn't, in my opinion, even like say anything about them. They just appeared, and I'm like, oh, why are you attacking me? Why? Like, the first moment I saw any of the fighty vampires was like just like, oh, they fight the vampire hunters, cool. And they're like, hi, wait, you're hostile to me. What? Why? I joined your... Fine, hack, dead. Like, okay. But why? It doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, we get new enemy types, it's exciting, but it doesn't... I don't get it. Because they seem sentient. Like, one would expect them to... I don't... And that there's so many. It's not just like, oh, there's this one guy. No. It's like, they spawn in the same spots, the same amount of them, and it's like... Like, so... I'm intrigued by a lot in this game, but so much of it makes zero sense. Which is a problem in a story-heavy game, you know?
I have this thirst for blood.
Because the strength of this game is not the combat, like, it is the story in its many ways. And the story so often makes no goddamn sense. And it's just like, So, like again, the only thing in this game that's, like, unequivocally just good is the atmosphere and, like, the music and so on. Because it looks very appropriate and cool. But everything else, like right down to the story, is so like left so much unanswered, and we're like what are we do? Why did this happen? Why? And not only unanswered, but straight up huge plot holes. Just like it's beyond just like unanswered. Again, the Mary stuff and the Skull mystery, like it's the equivalent of I am here, my car is broken and has no wheels, and then I drove the car to the shop, and then the question remains, well, yeah, but the car was broken and there was no wheels in the car. I'm like, yeah, well, I drove myself at the into the shop though, and I'm like not only unanswered, but straight up humongous, this cannot happen plot holes like that. It's literally impossible. Like, what are you doing? Maybe they left it that way to leave room for something leading to the next game. I don't know. I have no idea how to I don't know. I'm just baffled. Hi, Leon. Okay, so who are you? Why do you fight me? Hi. Do you want to see the abyss?
Give me your blood.
Do ba da ba ba da ba da bum. Ow.
Kneel, traitor.
You and your shadow thingies. Haha. And then we switch to it's a small I don't. It's the equivalent of like I super I admire your gusto to always see the positive possibility that they had a plan where they did this, but I just it's because it's not like leaving a question at the end unanswered. It's leaving a huge, like a semi-truck sized this cannot happen hole in the absolute start. And then finishing a storyline and then it's like, yep, that happened. And I'm like, yeah, but no, it couldn't have. And the game just moves on. I'm like, It's... like, it's the equivalent of, like Lord of the Rings, and then it just... But it starts out that, like, Frodo didn't have legs. And then we're at Mount Doom, like, well, here we are. And I'm like, yeah, but... Hi? How did... We're at Mount Doom now! I'm like, oh. Yeah, we walked. I'm like, The end! And I'm like, Right. Like, it's such an... I don't...
You born.
Okay, gun. Hi. He actually staggers better than I expected him to. But I'm worried about, like, him hitting me really hard because he's level 32 boss fight, so ow. It's literally not, though. Stagger! Ah! Nom 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 nom. You shall learn to respec. Yes, like the skill points. Boom. Violence of the Volcods. There we are. Never let the size of a Volcod fool you. These massive bastards can be as quick as any leech, and it can be put down the same way, by puncturing and pinning their rotten carcass to the ground before beheading them. Remember, it's all about preparation and exploiting your target's weaknesses. The problem, of course, is that Volcods have no weaknesses. They are strong, fast, sensible, and deadly. They are killing machines with one simple goal, to put their huge claws around your neck. So if any of your lads are unlucky enough to ever face a Volcod, just remember this. Dodge and make it mad. Hurt it, taunt it, and make it lose its temper. Volcod's brain lose it when irritated enough. Brain loses it, or Volcod's brains lose it. It's either or, not brain lose it. When irritated enough, they stop thinking and start blindly attacking. Attacking, not attack. This is your only chance to win by gaining tactical advantage against a stupid beast. Use it. From Know Your Enemies by Carl Eldritch Priven Leader. The grammar! The grammar! Ah! Every time, god damn it. Stuff like that bothers me so much, and that's everywhere in this game. To an extent that I'm almost like... I don't know what... It's really bad in this game. It's everywhere. Like almost every lore note has like these grievous grammar errors, like missing letters, missing words. The sentence structure can be completely messed up. It's just I even had an instance. I even had an instance where a text said, and then the seed grew into a 3. You know, a 3, the number, and I'm like, there's an extra H in there, right? And that's like the smaller mistakes are like that, and I'm like, oh god. Yes, I can try to find it if I can. It's give us a minute. I wonder which one it was. Great Hunt, Scowls, Vampire, Ascalon, Species, Weaknesses, Guard of Priven. Like, there was one of them, and it was so bad. Let's see here. I can find it. The cursor is not super good to checking this stuff, but There. See? This one. And this, I would just... From the Law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave. So this was written, literally, by the leader dude we talked to of the Ascalon Club. Like, it's as official as texts goddamn go, right? And it says, and I quote, First we thought they were just a minor blood cult, like from about here. We thought they were just a minor blood cult, destined to disappear quicker than it had risen up. But the seed was strong, and the tree is blooming. The seed made a tree bloom, like from a seed it blooms into a tree, and I'm like, it's just like, right. I mean, I suppose it doesn't make a squiggly line if in the proofreading. So I suppose there's that, but like, that's pretty good. I remember and again, this is also like one of the worst examples from The Adversary by Kendall Stone, founder of the God of Priven. So again, supposed to be pretty official text-like. And I quote, "Sexual intercourse between vampire and human rarely produce any birth, but some of them tried anyway. A vampire gestation is only a few weeks short." And I'm like, I wouldn't like X, no, X, move that there, add a thing between that one. It's just like, there's not enough red pen in the world to just like just and just start over. It just doesn't work. There's almost no lore notes in this game that are like just fully okay. Like almost all of them have issues along those lines. Either they miss or add plurals that shouldn't be there. They miss or add words that should. I've seen sentences where 2 words are missing. 2 from one sentence. I'm like, right. it's just I can't. I don't know how to approach this problem anymore. It's just so bad. Okie dokie. Buttons. Do I need to do a puzzle again? Apparently, yeah. Maybe they smoked too much weed while making the game. I don't know, and I don't remember if I've mentioned this because I keep talking about this with so many people, but like these are the same people who again made Life is Strange, like the same studio made Life is Strange, which doesn't have that issue. So so my first working theory was that this group and the Life is Strange group are the same company, the same dev team, but they split them into these 2 parts of it because the writing is completely of a like Life is Strange doesn't have those writing problems. My other question then becomes, could it be the case that the studio actually can't do writing and it was proofread by some other party to Life is Strange? Or that this just ran into a deadline before they got to the proofreading part? Because... oh. That was lucky. But yeah, it's so odd. And even more odd is that most of the notes beyond those horrible mistakes, like the text around them is usually sort of okay. So, hi. That's a lot of ghouls. Good question and observation. Yeah, I don't know. Doing a thing with the come ah! No. Okay. No, you don't. Oh. Well, we made it through alive. That's the important bit. Not my best work, but we're here, so let's... Okay, so I unlocked the door to do what? I made a full circle back to this thing. Like, I probably want to get up there, but, what? I came from there because here's the buttons and everything. Can I still touch the buttons? Yes. So what did we accomplish? And what does this do? I'm sincerely hoping it's the deadline that Mythos builds the game the way that I remember hearing... oh. Why would this lock... I remember hearing about... oh, that's probably the way to go. I remember hearing about this game for a long time before it came out. So I believe it was in development for quite some time. So, like, maybe they just eventually then ran out of time because they used so much uptime, you know, right? Because it is not a huge team, I believe. Like, it's, you know, a mid-range developer reaching up to create a really complex game, right? And it has to be Deadline or something, because I refuse to think that anyone who speaks the language vaguely could, like, look at... See, I was about to say that surely they'd know, but then again, I do know people who just can... How can I put this? I know people who constantly put stuff on social media, right? Or knew, or know. I both know and have known people who constantly put stuff on social media and feel that that's just fine to put it out like that. Where they always say, and then we did do, and then we did go, and then we did do, and then we did go, and I'm like, did, went, and then we did go, and then we did do, and I'm like, and it's like for years they keep on putting that same stuff, and that's like their and they probably, so maybe I don't know. But surely someone would notice that it's wrong in this game. I mean, not in the in. I don't know.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Omnom Ratburger, and that's not like, again, that's not like shaming on people who can't speak English. That's not the point. The oddity I find in it is that they say it wrong the first time, and then they say it wrong for 2 years, and then they're content in that just being the case. That they don't try to improve upon that step, at least, of speaking the language. Like, if I all of a sudden started putting up social media posts or something in German, and there's an error in the, time case in those things, then I would eventually want to better myself just enough to at least fix that thing and then make it... I don't know.
This is despicable.
Like that's the part I'm confused by. That it's just because surely some like.
This is despicable.
Like surely someone has told that it's not right, right? I don't know. But I mean, there's a lot of there's different kinds of people in the. It just puzzles me. We just jumped into a different topic, but it puzzles me. I don't understand it. Like I don't get. And it would be a different thing if communicating in English would not be a considerable, like, important thing to them. That's different. But like if they keep on putting a post in English every week or multiple days a week for years with the exact same errors all the time, I'm like this is what you... Like, it's okay if you like everyone speaks the languages in different levels. It's all good, but like this is what you do as a hobby, basically. But you do. Am I making sense, or am I just weird? I don't know. I'm just speaking random stuff that comes to my mind. I don't. This is true, but you're right. It makes total right.
No match for me.
How long are you gonna keep me locked in
Hello. Okay, so this is then an individual weird vampire. Okay, I'll take this, but why are all the other vampires in the streets just fighting stuff and stuff? I don't... Recent diary. I find that an odd way to, like, name a lore item, like, as opposed to the other recent diaries we've found in the game. 13th of October 1918. We just arrived in London after a grueling journey from Manchester. The city is sad and despaired. It will not be difficult to find a woman willing to escape death here. I cannot wait to start my research. Soon I won't be a virgin anymore. Okay. 15th of October 1918. The cell is ready. All I must do now is find the appropriate candidate and bring her in. She will be beautiful and gentle with a nice temper. I have already tested my persuasion ability on a few women and it worked most of the time. But I don't want my future bride to be submissive. I will only use my power to bring her here. Then I'll tell her what I intend to do and I'll let her accept. This is important. I want my lady to willingly accept to become my wife for eternity. 17th of October 1918. I think I have found the perfect match. Her name is Louise. She is a waitress in a public house and she's quite charming. I love her attitude when serving drink in that bar. Tough and proud. I could sort of let that pass in a weird way, but in this context, I'm sure she will accept my serving drink in a specific sense that might sort of work, I think, because like there is the concept of using drink as a noun that is both singular and a like the concept of drink, if you will, like not just this. Like, not just like this here, but like serving the concept of drink. It would still I think it would still work. So I would let that grammar would still pass, but I would like... especially in this game, I don't think... I have my doubts that's what they had in mind. I don't know. Like, I think they wanted to say serving drinks, but sure. But that still would work with the overall concept of... Yes, I think so. It would still be fine. As a grammatical choice. Tough and proud. I'm sure she will accept my offer. Once she is mine, once the vampire blood will have achieved her metamorphosis. Her face shall heal probably and her scars will disappear. Then she will be the perfect beauty I'm the only one to see right now. 18th of October 1918. I don't understand. Louise refuses my opposition. Why would she? I promised her I would never force her to anything. I may let her starve a little. Then she'll understand I'm her only option. Aha. I'm also just like eyeing at the sentence. Once the vampire blood will have achieved her metamorphosis. No. That once the vampire blood has achieved, sure. But also, it's really weird to say that a metamorphosis is achieved by the blood. And not like via, because it... but more importantly, will have that... Once will... Once... no. Louise Teasdale. Hi. Hello. Why is there blood and corpses in here?
Are you all right, miss?
Who are you? What do you want from me?
My name is Jonathan Reed. I'm a doctor. What happened to you? Why are you here?
I'm Louise Teasdale. I was kidnapped a few weeks ago by a vampire. Don't laugh, please, sir. It's no joke.
I'm a vampire
Miss
too.
Teasdale.
That monster told me my father was dead. That no one was waiting for me outside.
You're safe now. You don't have to worry about the vampire. You should just return home.
Thank you, sir. I hope we'll meet again soon. Because I'd really like you to teach me how to get rid of these creatures.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. Until we meet again.
Right. Okie dokie. So yeah, she should probably turn up in the city after we sleep again. So it should, yeah. I have to go grab some soda. I'll literally just 20 seconds. Don't go anywhere. I just not even a BRB. So quick. Just I need my cup is empty. Here we are. Yeah, okay, cool. Continue. Like, I could just, like, feel my both throat and, like, canals into my ear were, like, drying up. And I'm like, yeah, I need to get something to... It happens, like, when you talk, and don't, you know, that's how it goes. Nothing unusual. Especially when I have my fan on, it keeps the air circulating, and it just, it also means the tiny dust particles keep on going into my airways, so blah, that's how it goes. Okay, wait, is this not like the way to go? Why would you... Listen, it's... I thought you were already pretty weird and crazy, but then beyond that you have these, like, Vlad the Impaler type things going on in the... Like, why? Like, isn't one type of crazy enough for you, man? Jesus. Okay, but so that was just like a side thing to go to, apparently. Okay. Fair enough. Also... Okay. When you say common axe, what kind of... Slow, but, two-handed weapon. A bit more damage than a mace, but mace is also stun. Barbed cudgel, 110, 126. Okie dokie. So here. There. Oof, okay, I'm back. I went to close the trash can because it has a snap on top and a piece of plastic popped off and shot into... What? Wait. Ow! Are you like is it is it gonna be okay? How is it is it are you okay? Are you going to be fine? Do you is like that's damn. Like can like are we not safe even going to put the trash can lids closed? Is that the moral of the story? I'm pretty sure it just scratched my eye, not too bad or hurt, but I got the plastic bit out of... Okay. Out of the eye is good. If you can see with the eye, that's also good. And, like, yeah. When trash cans... Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, it's just... Yeah, that is not even trash cans can be dealt with. Damn. Interesting music choice. Hi.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
Vampire
I'm conducting
business.
an investigation about the epidemic in this
Only
part
odd
of
stuff
And
happens.
who are
Yes.
you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I
Like-
ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I am vampire businessing. I'm just suddenly remembering a number of like very cute moments from like when I used to be in relationships and so on. How like how you know like how I like you know try to be all like you know cutesy protective of the lady friend and so on, and then they just do one small thing on their own, or they go do some small thing and then just something along those lines happens. I'm like, I just can't even let you. Oh no, come on, let me do the. That's kind of how, like I hope it doesn't sound condescending. I promise it's a cute moment. Anyway, I just remembered a bunch of things like that from that. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. I still remember the first time I went into Sword's channel and how we became friends is I had an ongoing battle with a spider in my car that only liked to crawl out while I was driving. It went on for months. He was quite tickled. I see. I mean, then it was a it was a speedy spider. Then it had a need for speeder. Yes, need for spider. Yeah, yes. I basically like how I went I just like I originally like went into Alice's channel via some like via a raid by friend I mod for, and I was like, hey, she's cool, she seems fun, and then Sword is the husband, and then I was like, oh, Sword's fun too, and that's basically it. So I'm trying to remember what was the first thing that I did. I feel like it came up what was the first thing with Sword. Oh, the first time I saw Sword on any stream was when they did a stream together, and they were doing like the mustard lipstick stuff or whatever together, and I'm like, oh, well, this people seems fun. Best couple, damn straight. Game. I was just about to choose an option. Oh yes, yep. Like that was the first time I saw Sword, and I am now a VIP in Sword's chat. Yes. I work for the Ascalon Club. I could. I also have to. I sometimes keep mentioning this, but very few get that status. Although I did buy my way in, I had the channel point to do it, but still, that I watched enough to get the channel points to do it. I'm like, oh, I have these. But yeah, I did, I suppose, yeah, I did work for it. That is true. But still, like that. So just to point out that like I didn't like get a VIP for being being anything special beyond just like I watched a lot and then it happened, you know, because I pressed the button. But yes, Sword is one of those people whose chat is like, because everyone's chat is different, right? How sorry, no, it's different. Every streamer has like a different temperature of room of what sort of stuff you can talk about in there, right? And Sword is one of the most open to conversations about basically anything, and about being honest about how you're like what's going on in my life, you know, like, because like there are some people who stream and they sort of they ask how your day is going, and if you're being honest and you're like, well, I mean, I have this issue and it's basically killing me inside, then they get mad at you because you're not bringing positivity into the room. Whereas in Sword's chat, like if you genuinely are having a thing and are not just like, you know, pouring for attention, it's a safe space to mention what's wrong if something's wrong, which is also really cool, you know. So I commend that and appreciate that for sure. Or like tip my hat, like, because I still often. Oh yeah, so true. There are all kinds of cross switch, but the genuine people in communities are very few. Yeah, like it's, and that's some in some streams. Like, it's really awkward for me, especially these days when I have a bunch of like, you know, when they ask, oh hi, how you're doing, and like they ask me how am I doing, like singling me out, like how are you doing when I say something, and then the problem arises, okay, what do I say, right? Because I just cannot bring myself to say, oh, I'm good, if I'm not, which I haven't been for a number of weeks, right? But I don't feel that many rooms are welcome to actually to me saying how I'm doing, right? And then I would love to opt to not say anything, maybe, and I just like talk about other stuff instead. But some then double down on it. Like, if I don't say how I'm doing, they go again. But how are you doing? And I'm like, I can't say I'm good, but you'll get mad at me if I say I'm bad. Or you might take it the wrong way, or, you know, because I have seen these cases where it's like they like the streamer demands like positivity when you don't have any to give, but they still demand to know how you're doing, and I'm like, what is this conversation we're having? I don't Oh, and one thing, I have often mentioned the animation in the dialogue scenes, right? How that idle animation is just too much. Like, he's supposed to be the Scotland Yard inspector, so he's not drunk. What's he doing? Like, when I'm talking to you, I'm here. Yeah, sure, I'm sitting, not standing. But when you stand in front of someone talking to them, I'm sure you don't do this all the time. You're like, like, they're trying to look so alive that it just doesn't work. Like, they just like swing around wildly while they're in idle animation looking at you. Like, this game tried too hard to liven up the people in the dialogue, and it just looks hilarious. I wiggle all the time, but what do you mean? Yeah, just like swing around the entire... Yeah, I see. Yes, yes, agreed. I'm kind of the same in that way. It's hard to know what to say as to not offend the streamer or chat buyer. Yeah, that's really hard. And I frequent some streamers sometimes who have a little bit of that issue. Like, I feel like I found a kind of an, you know, when you're around enough, you sort of default into an answer they accept, maybe, but it's makes people happy, right? Honestly, I'm tempted to just, like, out myself. I work for the Vampire Club. I'm honestly tempted. I really am. Yeah, I'm gonna. I want to see how this plays out.
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Okie dokie.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
350 vampire hunters, roughly the same amount of ghouls, rogue vampires kidnapping people and attacking me, huge gorilla-sized vampires attacking people in the street, which I'm sure someone should have seen by now. Like, that's actually a good question. How do, like, there's literally, like, this park area in the... Can I get a... No. Like, there is this park... Oh. Here. This park here. Yeah, there. In, like... We haven't really discussed about, like, keeping on the appearances that they're, like, trying to... Like, we haven't very deeply discussed the quote-unquote masquerade, right? To try to keep up appearances of, oh, there's no vampires in the world, oh, we're all just people, you know? That's what, like, that the people wouldn't know that there's vampires, right? In that park where I've circled the thing, right? In that park, there is a mob spawn. No. People don't know there's vampires. That's the point. Like, it hasn't come up a lot, but people don't know there's vampires. Like, it's like humans don't know that. It doesn't come up a lot in the game, but the thing is that people in broad terms don't know. Like, Dr. Swansea knows, you know? And there's vampire hunters as a faction, yes, but, like, the day-to-day people, like, say, there's a dude in West End who's convinced there's vampires and is screaming about it on the rooftops, and everyone thinks he's crazy, right? And his wife is like, why does he keep on there about vampires, you know? Like, so people, the civilian people who are not vampire hunters don't know there's vampires, right? And I'm wondering how even. Exactly. Like, imagine all of this we've seen, but especially the park I've now circled. There's a mob spawn in there where the enemy that spawns in that park is one of those gorilla-sized, massive, muscle beast blue boy vampires. The one I just killed in the sewers. That kind of a big boy spawns in that park. Like, how does that not get noticed? And, like, oh, there's massive, huge people, giant vampires in the... Like, how does that not get seen? Like, how do the newspapers not get like, wind of this? I don't... Yeah. Just wondering out loud here. Who's Jeffrey McCollum again? Jeffrey McCollum. Fergal is the huge vampire. Which again begs the same question. Jeffrey McCollum. Okay, Google help, because I don't think he's an NPC in the actual like charts there. Oh, is he the Priven leader? Hmm. Right.
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Jeffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
You know, why not?
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions.
Oh, come
Especially
on.
with a killer on the loose.
What killer?
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with a civilian, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there's...
Wait, did you just... Did you just opt into, I'm not gonna discuss things with a civilian, but there's a killer on the loose? Like, choose one or the other, you can't do both.
Homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
I see.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
That's not answering the question, though. Like, why is there no one?
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
Question. I know, I keep on having these moments, but I'm just... So did the inspector just, like, I'm not going to discuss the fact that there's a killer on the loose with a civilian, but I will tell you intricate details about how our working environment is going back at the precinct. And I'm like... Are you supposed to just throw this information out to random people who just say hi on the street? I don't know. Like it doesn't fit with the notion of like he doesn't want to talk to civilians except about everything about how his work environment is and how people do in the work environment and work to I don't know. I don't know.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale. It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise.
I found Louise
She's
too.
a waitress.
Louise
Our
found
father
her.
reported
Found her.
missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No. But I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a few nights ago and vanished. I thought about the sewers, but I'm not equipped for such an investigation.
I found her already.
What are you investigating?
I have a miss.
Tell me.
She's a wait.
Do you have?
No.
I found her.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same. but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Oh, goody. But again, I found the... Why wouldn't it let me to...
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. With just one phone call.
Goodbye, Detective.
Goodbye, Dr. John.
The synthetic music is... the synths in the music are quite... interesting. But I found the lady, yes?
What are you...
I have a missing woman.
Tell me about...
She's a waitress.
Do you have it?
No.
I found the...
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Do I need to sleep and then he'll know I found... I don't know, I don't... What weird scripting? Like, surely everyone who goes through the sewers for the first time meets the lady and frees her, and then he just like, oh, I'm looking for the lady, and you just can't... unlock door. And again, all of that work, instead of going over this stupid fence with the... Game, why? Come on. Prices shop, cool. I'll just take everything not nailed down.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
What do you mean this time? I don't think I've been here before, lady. Unless in a previous life. In when I was mortal.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed.
Ah.
I didn't know you had returned from the war.
Okie dokie.
I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
Question, why are your hands red but your face is white? I don't think they're gloves. Like, I thought they were gloves, but they... They look too detailed in the, like, the... Like, what's up with the... Like, I thought they were gloves, but they... I don't know.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Healthy.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Oh, so she doesn't actually mention that I'm pale as death itself with veiny face, but okay.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Okay. She has a thing for... Okay. Okay.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now, but she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
I just had a notion. I just realized that now the sunlight that it hits that part of my hair, now the hair looks as purple in that specific spot as it's sort of normally supposed to, because the indoor lighting otherwise kills it really badly. The shine is really... I just was distracted by that for a bit. Oh well. Because I often hear that or I notice that my hair doesn't look as purple as it should when I stream, because my indoor lighting is so yellow it just kills all of the shine of it.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price, especially in these difficult times.
So it
Maybe
looks
you
more
could talk
red
with her,
than
Dr. Reed.
that one, or something, or
It'd be
brown
nice to have
even.
a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Okie dokie.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
May I look at your goods, Miss Price?
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed. Take all the time you need.
The aluminium part may become useful at some point. I do like rivets, but they're really expensive, so...
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
There we are. Okay, so the police officer stays there. Oh, sorry. I just walked by and it exploded on me. I'm like, oh.
Look at it.
Okie dokie. No, you die. There you go. Level 30 fire crossbow, that's a lot of damage. If that would have hit, it could have been like so bad. Okie dokie. Like in my time of grinding for XP, I learned very quickly that is bad news. Oh, I can open this door, can't I? There we go. From Whitechapel to here, that's nice. That is effing nice. Feels good, man. Ah, come on.
You're mine!
There we are. Common handle part. Right. Okay. But yeah, like a really important just the quality of life change that I want in this is to make, because the containers glow like that. Why can't the doors glow? Like, why can't safe house? Safe house. Or hideout. I always call them safe houses. I don't know why. Okay. See. Look at this. So we could not go over the fence that was about yay high, you know? Just like... But here, this ruined staircase that's a lot higher, just... Boom, teleport. Yes. I realize it's not the only game that does the same issue of like, oh, we can't go over this tiny fence, we have to go to hell and back to get the key. I know. It's a very common video game complaint, but still, it doesn't stop bugging me. It's still like those things absolutely do, especially now when I consider video games a more like I consider video games more as a work of art than I did before, you know, like so that the world would be cool if it made sense in the, you know, the game's own context. Actually, have I refilled my... There you go. I don't think I have anything to... But quick check. Yeah, improve the firepower of this via rivets. Have I done the same for the pistol yet? I have not. I have one rivet. I would need 4 more to... I think I have 1 mirror, which gives 3. But... Yeah, so I'd need to get 1 more rivet from the world to finish it up. Yeah, cool. Well, let's do that, but I still need 1 more rivet. I don't want to buy it, they're really expensive. But 1, maybe. Where does this go? Like on the other side of... Right. I'm assuming this is just a back to the war zone, right? Oh, but it's the plates I've already... Yeah, I fought those streets too. Cool, okay. That's also the same voice actor as a couple of other NPCs in the game. I'm like not even trying to be different. Okay.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Are you supposed to be twins?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
See, I was hoping they're brothers, hopefully twins, because in the Ascalon Club, we had this gathering of the vampires in there. There was like me, the leader vampire, some dude. Then the Lord, the person we're looking for now. And then the same room had 2 more random Vampire Lord guys. And downstairs was a 7th guy who was also probably a vampire, who was like the doorman, right? The problem being, the doorman and the 2 extra vampires at the end I mentioned, Lord Humptington or something and Lord something else, and then the doorman, all 3 were the exact same guy. Same face, same hair, same clothes. I was like, the entire building has 7 people, and 3 of them are the same guy. And I'm like, I realize we are working on a budget here, but like, come on now. It was pretty hilarious.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Okay.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
Okay.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
No.
No, I'm not.
Good for you. It's a good thing to have a clear idea of where you stand concerning crucial questions. Don't you think?
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
Interesting. And I used the word interesting quite wrongly.
Who are you waiting for exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be then?
I don't know.
A horse.
A feeling? An event? An impulse?
Are you waiting for a horse?
Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking about?
I'm afraid I'm not following you could be like the subtitle of this game. Like Vampyr, I'm afraid I'm not following you.
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you are not in your place?
I'm being a bit snarky, but I'm having fun with it. It's important.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
And cars. Cars also drive mankind. Okay, cool, thanks.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
And then the other baker. Please be more helpful. If I can... Can I get a... There you go.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
What? No, the other guy.
Good evening, sir.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
I probably, especially in its current state, no, because everyone's dying of number of different reasons, and lots of inequality and so on and so on.
No, I don't. I don't recognize it anymore. Or perhaps I just don't like it anymore, now that I've seen its true face.
I don't recognize it either. Or at least what it's become. Hate, violence, social disparity. And I am not talking about the criminality these days.
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
I thought I saw something, so I took a better look, but it's fine.
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Right.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Okie dokie. Agamemnon and Pericles Becker are waiting for something or someone before leaving the city. Proposing explanations why. Have proposed an explanation why they're in the current situation. Right. Okie dokie. Who is this one? Like, this one's probably the daughter of Carolyn. Who is this? Oh. Who are you waiting for?
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Quarantine?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
That's not an answer to the question, but okay.
Pericles, tell me why your brother
Tell me
disagrees
why.
with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although
Doesn't naive have the, like, the umlaut I? Like, not just an I.
Consider him a fool, sir.
Not just an I.
He is often more lucid than me.
I don't know. I've usually seen it as the umlaut one.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
I'm sure.
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you're searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
I hope this gets more...
Hello again, Doc.
Hi. No. No. Okay.
Good.
Good. Right. Trash can! Ah, trash can. Have I opened this before? I hope so. Yeah, it's way there. Cool. Yeah. Okay. There is the question of I could at this point give all of the leaflets to my friend from this one. Report to Crossley. There. I thought I killed all of you once already. Oh, no, I did sleep after. I slept after I killed these the one time, because the first time I killed these was with the side quest. Where's the teleport? There. Hi. Usually that doesn't work that way, but cool, I'll take it. Hi. Bye. Aluminium shard. Very simple loot this time around. Oh well. So down here. Hello. This one's a hacksaw. Boom. There you go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Right. Okay, there's her. You? There, yeah. Hi. 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 I have all of these pages for you.
Good evening, old chap. Are you alright?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
These are the documents you wanted.
These are the documents you wanted me to look for. I think I've gathered all the available occult research about vampires.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. That'll help me separate the myths from the facts.
I'm not sure you can consider this material factual, but it's yours now. What do you intend to do with it?
First, I'm going to show them to Venus. It'll open her eyes and make her understand the importance of my mission.
You know, we'll see. Oh, yeah, about the...
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Well, I've discovered he's quite versed in occult knowledge. So I wrote him a letter asking him to finance my research about vampires. He never responded.
How surprising.
You need some rest.
Well, investigation succeeded. So yeah, do you know anything about the yes?
Good evening, Miss.
And good evening.
Hi.
What do you know about Aloysius Dawson?
That man is a tyrant, the embodiment of greed and selfishness. All I despise about this country.
Okay.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give me...
She's been...
I'm wondering if asking the West End inhabitants will unlock an option to deal with him. I have this inkling because I feel like the game has done that before with other main quests.
Do you know anything about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
He used to be a big spender. One day, he sent 3 houseboys to buy all the beluga in my shop. For his brother's birthday, if I remember correctly.
I see. Anything else? Less gastronomic, perhaps?
I really can't say. The man is filthy rich. But you know that, of course.
Okay.
So...
Oh, yes, I can't thank you enough, my dear doctor. Exquisite, but expensive. But what is money made for, if not for little pleasures?
Okay.
I'm glad you enjoyed the place.
I do, Doctor, I do. Thank you again.
For fuck's sake! Game, why are you like this? Those blind guesses about what happens to be the 1 in 3 correct choice, which will then fail the character information if you guess wrong, blindly. Absolutely blindly. How goddamn bad is that as a video game design choice? I'll tell you, it's really goddamn bad. Fuck. I mean, why? This is so... Oh boy. I mean, I was about to call it anyway, so that frustration is an excellent point to call it so I can calm down
Goodbye,
again, but
Mr.
that's
Russell.
so bad.
I'm sure
That is so
you'll take care
bad.
of yourself.
Okie dokie. Oh boy, because I'm getting tired, and if I start tackling the main story while tired, it's not a good, you know, doesn't sound like the best of ideas. So let's see who is online. Actually, as we had a conversation, Sword Mouse is online, and that is an excellent place to go have a fun time in, for surezies. Cool dude, chill vibes, excellent stuff and stuff. Has fun talkings about and all that good things. Chill dude, chill voice, cool person, all positive stuff and things. Yes. And playing Rogue Legacy 2, which I haven't seen yet. I'm curious. So yeah. I again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do drop a like or a comment, or even subscribe or share if you want to. And please join me here live on Twitch. It's hopefully fun and all that. Have a good one, and bye.